Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 9 Austro-Hungarian destroyer, the Jäger. She's available in the Armory now for 225,000 coal or 19,300 doubloons. The Jäger is a pretty good torpedo destroyer. Her torpedoes hit like wet noodles, but they are very fast. They go 95 knots if you have all the torpedo speed upgrades, and they reload quickly, and you have 12 of them. However, her weaknesses are that she has no smokescreen. Basically, her guns are useless and her anti-air is also useless. So in the current state of the game, she does have quite a bit of trouble. When I played her, I ran into CV matches constantly, and there's essentially nothing you can do in the Jäger against CVs, right? Because you can't really shoot down planes. However, if the CV changes go through, then I think that would significantly improve Jäger's position in random battles. And honestly, if you have the coal, then why not? For doubloons, I'm not so sure. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it's up to you. But 12-kilometer torpedoes that go 95 knots are pretty good. Of course, they really do hit like wet noodles. They hit for less damage than Holland torpedoes. I think it's like 7,500 or something. You do get a heal, and for a tier 9 destroyer, having 5.4 kilometer concealment while still being decently maneuverable and decently speedy is pretty good. Now you are gonna lose the gunfight against every destroyer you meet. Pretty sure even a Kagero and something like an Asashio will just sink you with the guns, or at least they'll try. Of course, as a destroyer, you're never really going to 1 versus 1 another destroyer. It's you and every ship on your team, and the enemy and every ship on their team, because everyone's gonna shoot at destroyers. And she does the torpedoing and capping thing pretty well. She might not get extremely impressive amounts of damage, but she is very good at contesting cap zones when there is no radars or planes around, because 5.4 kilometer concealment means that there is no destroyer that you can meet that will outspot you. Sure, there will be destroyers that are equal to your spotting, but nobody is gonna outspot you. I mean, just imagine, you're playing a destroyer with like a Holland with 6.1 or 6 kilometer concealment. This thing has an entire 700 meters to spot you with. That can be very, very useful. These are the captain skills and upgrades that I used here. The upgrades I think are fine. The captain skills a little questionable, because you would really like to have survivability expert, but you simply don't have the points. I think torpedo speed is very valuable, torpedo reload is valuable, and last stand is also quite valuable. You could also go for a captain build something like this. You could also drop last stand and IFA. IFA is useless, but last stand is pretty useful for a destroyer, but so is extra HP. It really is kind of up to you. I think RPF, a radio position finder, is non-negotiable though, because you really need this. You don't have a smokescreen, and you really need to know where the destroyers are. You might outspot them, but if you're heading straight towards them, then, well, it's not really gonna work out for you, is it? Also, RPF right now is extremely useful because it tells me that either those battleships are the closest ships to me, or the enemy destroyer is in that exact same direction. Either way, this is a good time to torpedo, and I should actually be able to just reverse into the cap zone if I wanted to. Now I think it's probably not a great idea because I am kinda far from it. It's gonna take quite a while to get there. And oh, those torpedoes look good. They look very good. 3 torpedo hits on the Mecklenburg. And Iwami, would you like some more torps too? Oh, nice. Now, granted, if you were a destroyer where the torpedoes actually did a lot of damage, both those battleships would potentially be gone already. We did like 50,000 damage, maybe a little more. But that's pretty damn good still. I think my Louisiana should have a pretty easy time finishing off the Mecklenburg, or maybe even the Dmitry Donskoy. And Iwami is probably gonna just turn and run. So, that means our flank has been won. Now our RPF is probably pointing towards the Annapolis, so I am a little scared. Okay, maybe it's the Iwami now? It's hard to say. It could also be the destroyer, because we haven't really met the DD, right? They have 3 destroyers. Actually, no, I take that back. That's untrue. We know where all the 3 destroyers are, and they aren't here. Right, look, the Gering is in A, the Katsones is behind A, and Shimakaze is doing something crazy. She has actually got behind our lines. Which means this cap and this flank is ours. There's basically the only way that they could really threaten it is if the Iwami somehow takes out the Louisiana or something. I'm gonna leave some parting torpedoes for the Iwami, but then I'm also just gonna leave. Now, I could go between the 2 islands right there, but I think it's a bit risky, because I don't know if the Annapolis keeps actually sailing away. So I'm gonna go the safer route with the, next to the Louisiana. It means I'm never gonna face anything. Of course, it's a little bit of a waste, because my torpedoes will absolutely be reloaded before I get anywhere useful. Also, yeah, those torpedoes aren't gonna hit on the Iwami, and the Iwami looks actually dead. So instead, I'm gonna see, and maybe we'll ward off the Shimakaze. Because if she's behind our lines, she could be going for the Louisiana. She's obviously not gonna go for the Dmitry Donskoy, right? That's a radar cruiser. That's just asking for trouble. But yeah, the Iwami is gone, so now it's... yeah, our C cap is secured. So the next target is the B cap, and our PF just jumped. We have found the Shimakaze. I'm gonna also mention it in global chat, so Shimakaze gets worried. Ha 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 ha.
That's how it's done.
But honestly, there's really not that much I can actually do. Sure, Shima might be somewhat low, but the guns in this thing against destroyers are really, really, really not good. I could probably win the fight against the Shima, but it's a really probably. So instead what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just sail, see Shima is moving still around, I'm gonna just launch some random torpedoes and then turn around and leave, because look at the minimap, there's really no reason to try to hunt that Shima down. We don't gain anything from it, right? Because obviously the Donskoy, okay, I guess the Izuma could potentially be in danger, but everyone else is leaving, and hey, the B cap is probably more important, because the enemy has... we have 378 points, but they have 720. The points can end up being a problem for us, so we need to make sure we actually hold the B cap. But I am, wondering where the Shima is going, because the only thing she could really torp is the Izuma, and the Izuma, I think, is making a big mistake. She should be sailing away. I'm gonna try torping this Wisconsin. I'm almost certain I'm gonna be successful. But I also gotta be worried about potentially getting spotted. I do need to turn away soon. She's gonna get closer and closer and closer. I'm not sure if I can actually take the cap with this. She might just get too close for that. But Wisconsin is definitely dead. I left one of the torpedo sets for last, so if if she damage control parties, maybe we can get a flooding. Probably not, but maybe. Okay, we hit 2 torps. Nice. And we didn't even have to leave the cap zone, so we're gonna take it now. Next target is the A cap. Izuma is still sailing towards where the Shimakaze last was, which is a terrible choice, but she is low HP, so I guess it makes some sense. Honestly though, she should be roughly where Sherman is instead. Would have been a much better position. Regardless though, I think the game is almost won. I don't think Shima is gonna make any real difference at this point. Ooh, Katsones. Surely she's gonna sail somewhere over there. I'm gonna leave some parting torpedoes for her. But I don't want to drop all of them, because I want to have some for the Salem as well. The Salem is another radar cruiser, so while she doesn't have as great of a radar, she still has one. And so she's a little bit of a worry for me. But maybe Salem actually doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna launch the only ones that... Yep, Salem's gone. Well done, Salem. I mean, our Salem. For sinking the enemy Salem. Now it's just straight for the A-cap. Katsones is a potential problem. She does have a radar and a smokescreen as a destroyer and pretty okay guns. But honestly, If I have... Oh, we hit that torpedo! And Lion landed her shells. So I guess we don't have to worry about the radar destroyer. Well, at this point we just go and take the cap. I don't see anything stopping us. Annapolis obviously has radar and she could absolutely stop us, but the Anna is busy. The Donskoy is actually chasing her down, and we have so many more ships at this point that I'm already complimenting, and because the game's over. Oh, Salem didn't even finish the Ibuki. Man, very nice teammates. Like, look, this guy is pushing with me, and he's even shooting me. I launched torps. Maybe we'll get lucky, probably not, and we didn't. The Anna is radaring, so we're just gonna chill right here. Just wait. She has to be behind that island. Yep, there she is. And now the game is over, because the Annapolis is gone. Now, I have to say that the Annapolis, in my opinion, played well. She tried helping the Sea Cap, and it didn't work out. Her flank collapsed, and she decided to go elsewhere. And she survived until the very end, basically. Well, the Shima also survived, but I think Annapolis' position was a little bit better. This match wasn't that amazing. 120k damage something, but we kept 3 bases solo. The Jäger is pretty good. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.